The United States is in Tobago. That's right. Their Prime Minister has taken a U turn, a shocking U turn that has shocked the entire country. First, they said no, then all of a sudden, it became a yes. You're watching Times XP. I am Triti Yatri with my Trinidad and Tobago's report here. So, Trinidad and Tobago woke up to a political twist that nobody, absolutely nobody saw it coming. For days, people kept on spotting unfamiliar faces. American Marines, uniforms, military aircraft slipping quietly into Tobago. And the government, they kept on insisting that they are gone. The drills are done, it was rehearsal, but now their Prime Minister herself has confirmed the opposite. The Prime Minister admits that the US troops are still here. In a surprising statement, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, Kamala Persad Basseiser, she finally acknowledged the US troops are in Tobago, they are installing a brand new radar and they are helping upgrade the surveillance across the islands. All within 24 hours of saying that none of this was happening there. So, why the sudden shift here? Why the change in the tone? Why now? The public want answers. Now let's talk about the new radar, but for what? In fact, the PM explained it very simply that they are helping with the runways, the roads, and a radar. But this isn't just any radar. According to security officials, this is a powerful, long-range surveillance system capable of watching the skies and waters far beyond Trinidad and Tobago borders. The purpose, she says, is stop drug traffickers, strengthen intelligence, modernize the security system, basically a national security upgrade with the US muscles behind it. Well, the public, they saw it first, and that too before the government spoke. This whole story didn't just start in the parliament, it started with ordinary citizens. Well, the tourists and locals, they spotted US Marines at the Tobago Hotel, American aircraft landing at ANR Robinson Airport, US uniforms near restricted areas. Flight tracking website picked up military aircraft coming and going. People started asking questions, the answers that come later. Much later, by the way. In fact, military visits, they are increasing really fast. For weeks now, the US military presence has been quietly increasing, be it USS Gravely, a guided missile destroyer, the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, joint training with the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Forces, meeting with America's top military chief, or multiple arrivals and departures at local ports. It feels coordinated, it feels planned, and it is happening quickly. Now here experts are sounding the alarm. Are we giving up control here? That's right. Not everybody is cheering all these moments. Retired Lieutenant Commander Norman, the former head of Trinidad and Tobago's own coastal radar system, issued a blunt warning. Are we giving up sovereignty? He insists that Trinidad and Tobago already has high-level radar technology, including the advanced Israeli system capable of tracking boats and targets across the region. So, why bring in the new US radar? Why install it inside an airport? Why the secrecy? His biggest worry is this may be the long range, not marine, which means that it could also track airspace, military movement, and regional activities. That's not a small upgrade, that's a strategic shift. So here's the wider regional puzzle, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, just days ago, the United States Secretary of War, he visited the Dominican Republic. That government immediately approved the US access to restricted areas just to help fight the drug trafficking. Hours later, he met sailors aboard the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford. Now the US Marines are in Tobago, upgrading radar system. Is it coincidence? Or the Caribbean security map being redrawn right now? In the end, let's conclude this. The PM says that it's all about safety, stopping traffickers, protecting the islands, but the timing, the secrecy, the fast-moving US deployment, it all raises big questions. Who is really shaping Caribbean security? What role did Trinidad and Tobago play here? And is this the start of something much larger? The story is still unfolding and the entire region is watching closely.